So after the video was posted, I received a good amount of messages, and I went through them, and I read one from, I believe it was her aunt, and it said, "May I share this? I have a niece that is 8 years old, and she is also transgender. She is a male to female. Would that be okay if I shared it with them?" Please, please do. That is, why we're making these videos. And so she messaged back like saying, "Thank you so much." And then a couple days later, I got a message from her father. He said, "We watched your video. It was truly inspiring. We have a daughter who is transgender. She was born a boy, is now our daughter. Would you be willing to meet up with us?" And I said, "That would be so awesome." He said that when she watched the video, they showed her the video, when she watched it, she said, "So he's like me." And it was just like super cute and really cool to hear that, and it just like made me like just happy inside. Like I always talk about how I'm like the Grinch and my heart's two sizes too small. It was like that moment made my heart like two sizes too big, or two sizes bigger, or whatever. And so I was like, yes, right away, I want to meet her, this is why I did it, so this is amazing that you messaged me. And we set up the point, like the day, and we met at a local place. He's from Lake Mills too, so it was even cooler. And, I walked in Timber Creek, and this lady said, "Oh, so here he is." So I assumed that that was the mom. And she's like, "No, but you know me." And I was like, "Okay, you look kind of familiar, And she told me I was her therapist, or she was my therapist once. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember you now." And she said, because of me, when I went to her 2 years prior to that, pre-T, trying to find a therapist to help me start, she said she couldn't do that because that wasn't her expertise. So she couldn't help me, but, she wishes she could have. Well, that day she told me, because of me, she went out and studied that stuff and everything, and went through schooling more so that she could do that, so she could help others. And I just thought that was amazing, because now she is Pat's, the 8-year-old's therapist, and she's gonna help her. And it made me so happy to hear that. And we sat down, and I introduced myself, and she was just so shy. It was so funny. And her dad, her mom, and I brought my sister, and her sister was there. And it was funny because they're both named Caitlin. And I was like, "So how's it having a sister?" And her sister's like, "Oh, it's so much fun, it's so great. We could do girl things together." And the dad's like, "Yeah," and it's funny because she's more of the tomboy. She likes to go fishing. She likes to get her nails dirty. And she's more of the girly girl. And I'm like, "Yeah, that's funny." And Pat's younger sister actually turned to my sister and was like, "How's it having a brother?" And my sister's like, "It's pretty fun." And it was just so funny. Like, we just talked so much about, and it was so cool to relate to them. And they said ever since she was 3, she's been walking up to them saying, I'm a girl. And, first they were like, a little worried about it. They were kind of just like, "Okay, you're kind of young, we'll let you, But they said, she means it, You can tell when somebody really does mean it. And, I asked her, I was like, "So did you pick your name out, or did your mom and dad?" Well, the dad, he's so proud. You can just, see it on his face. He's like, "She picked it." She walked up and she said, "I want to be Patricia," which was his mother's name. And he said that just meant so much to him. And I thought that was just amazing. For her to, like, just know all this. Like, being 8 years old, everybody says you're so young, you don't know what you're talking about. But, I've known since I was that young, So I'm just so happy that, they messaged me and I got to meet up with them. And now I have a new best friend. I have another friend, and it's amazing. He invited me over anytime to go fishing, to hang out with them. And I'm going to, because, like, it's hard to be trans in a small town. It's hard to be a part of the LGBT in a small town, because, people are so close-minded, and, it's a small town, so it's, different. And people aren't used to that kind of stuff. But I think a lot of people have become, a lot more open about things, and it's really nice.